ahead and let buddy.
Good job, yeah. What the hell? You have to get sitting all over the place. There's not sitting water. Don't dump that water on there. Caroline is with us, yeah. Yeah. Okay, get the fish out of it. That's good. That's good. That's good.
Probably a little piece of rock in the corner. You gotta put a new line on that piece. It's dripping water all over the place. Alright. You got some more minutes left?
Yeah.
That'll go. We'll give her just a second here. I want to put a little retarder in it, but not right now. How am I doing color wise? Oh, that looks like it's right about on there, doesn't it? About where it looks, yeah, it looks about right on. You don't see it?
No.
No.
Looks nice.
Damn right. I'll turn this fan off. Get that air compressor out for you. So we just explain what we're doing down here. Okay, so basically we're pretty much right on the color right now. That's why all three are lined up. I'm not so concerned about if I got some dry spray going on here because it doesn't really much matter. I've got it to color. I've got 2 coats of finish over the top of it. We're going to leave it alone right now. We're going to let it dry down. And here probably in another half hour it'll be dry enough where we can actually sand it again. And once I have everything to color, some of these spots are so dry, see it?
Yeah.
All right. Once I have everything to color like I do, you know, after this dries down, we're going to sealer sand it. Then we can just spray each piece individual. We don't have the whole table here, and we'll take a little bit more time to throw a little more retarder in the gun. There's no retarder in this right now to slow down the drying process, so we'll put a little retarder in it too. And we'll spray these one piece at a time so you can get a nice wet coat on. But right now, what I was concerned about doing was getting all 3 pieces to color after we stained it, and it looks pretty good. Some of the spots here look a little bit different right now because they're actually drier than what you're seeing over here. And yeah, and you can't get a, you know, a nice wet coat on a table this large when all 3 pieces are together without putting in a retarder to slow down the drying process of what you're doing. So I didn't want to put any retarder in this right now because we're on a deadline. We picked this table up last week Wednesday. You know, we stripped it down on Thursday and sanded it and stained it on Friday. We took the weekend off, and it's Monday, and we put 3 coats of sealer on it today, sanded it up, and then you just watched me gun shaded it. 2 more coats of finish on it. The humidity is in normal temperature right now. It was about 80% when we got here this morning, and we ran the heater and dried the place out. Normally I would be throwing some retarder in this, but like I said, this guy, he's really in a hurry to get the thing back, and so if I put retarder in here right now, it's going to keep it open for so long. The finished coat, the coats will look nicer, but the material will be wet and we won't be able to touch it. And I'm just worried about color and a couple coats over that. I'm not worried about the coat of lacquer smoothing out too nice right now. So, but yeah, it can kind of look pretty good. And
Yeah.
see, obviously these are a little bit flatter looking, the centerpiece, because as I was spraying one half and you spray the other half, and then you got a lot of overspray on that. You got some dry spray going in here where that's tucked. Up in here yet it's still shiny, it's still a little on the wet side, so yeah, so we'll just let this dry and then we'll give it a couple of, sand it with a sponge and give it a couple of more coats of wet lacquer, this time with some retarder in it, and then tomorrow we'll flip this over and finish the bottom side of this edge. These tables tops are heavy right here, but this thing in the center is just a monster. I've carried a lot of conference tables with Corey, 12-footers and 15-footers and 10-footers, but this one here is just it's 6 foot, but it's over 5 feet in width, so it's really, and it's a big thick MDF board. There's about 4 inches of MDF there So it's extremely heavy. All right, well, thank you, have a good day.